So, hello everybody. Today we're going to do something slightly different because I have been given the chance to play in a campaign of Call of Cthulhu 7th edition, which is going to be run by the great Claudine, and I'm really looking forward to this. I've mentioned her channel, Claudine Spielt, multiple times on my own channel because I think she is a really great game master. And she is somebody who can infuse so much energy into a group for a long period of time, which you need for a campaign, especially for Call of Cthulhu, because this one will probably take us 1.5 years, maybe even 2 years to complete. And she has put together a great round of players. There will be 4 of us. Interestingly enough, there will be 3 female players and only 1 male player. I don't think I've ever played in such a constellation, and I really think this is awesome. And we're going to play something that is called Die Bestie. In English it's called The Day of the Beast, and I'm really looking forward to this. I don't know anything about the campaign except that it's set in 1927, and today we're starting off in Arkham, and today we had our first meeting where we were talking about what kind of characters we would like to play, and I came up with the idea that I would like to play an ex-naval US Navy nurse. During the First World War, there were more than 1,000 nurses that had been recruited by the American Navy and were later on also discharged like normal soldiers, and also had veteran status. And a lot of them served overseas as part of the also the US Marines when the United States joined the war effort in the First World War. So that's her background. So in 1927, she's 37 years old. So she was born in 1890, and she's a nurse. And so we are going to create a character for her today. So this is what I'm going to do now live. I'm going to start rolling. So how we play this is, what we've decided is that we're just gonna roll the stats and then assign the values that we've rolled to the relevant attributes, rather than going from the top of the list, let's say starting with size. So roll 2d6 plus 6 and multiply it by 5. I will just make the rolls and then assign them, except for size. Obviously everything is 3d6, so we're gonna have 3d6 plus 6, and for this we need 1, 2, no, 3d6 multiplied by 5, so 3d6 multiplied by 5, that's 1, 2, 3 values. So in this category we've got Dex, Appearance, and Power. Then we have Education, which is simply 2d6 plus 6 multiplied by 5. That's my education, or anyone's education. And then we've got Intelligence, which is also 2d6 plus 6 multiplied by 5, and also Size. So we've got 3 stats that take 3d6 plus 5, and then we have 3 stats that take 2d6 plus 6, and then lastly we have Luck, which we're going to start rolling by rolling first, and that is simply 3d6 times 5. So let's get started. We're going to roll for luck first. So that is 2, 4, 6, so we have luck 30. Then we're going to try the first row, Dexterity, App, and Pow. Okay. That one fell to the ground, so we have to roll this one again, although it was a 5, that would have been awesome. And it's a 2. So we have 4, 7, that's 35. Oh my god, I roll really abysmally badly. 6. That's 30. So she's not going to be very dexterous, and she's not going to be very beautiful either. And then we've got 5, 10, which is 50. Then we're going to look at the education. 2d6 plus 6. So that's 6, 12. So we've got 30 again. 9, 15, 50, 75. And lastly, 6 and 10 is, so that's 10, 16, that's 50, that's 80. Okay, so let's start by, we're going to give her size 30, intelligence, education 75, and intelligence 80. Because intelligence, intelligence determines the number of personal interest skill points. Multiply intelligence by 2. So we've got 160. Personal interest. Education. Yeah, because she's not gone to university, she's been to a nursing college, and it says here that an education of around 70 indicates a person with some college years, so that makes sense. Education is a factor in determining how many occupational skill points you have. An investigator begins with and represents, so that's important. Education is also used for making no rolls, so that makes sense. We're 37, so we get an improvement check for education. That's something we need to do. Okay, now let's see. Dexterity, appearance, and power. Let's see. Power indicates force of will. The higher the power roll, the higher the aptitude for and resistance to magic. Sanity points begin the game equal to the character's power. So we're going to give her power 50, dexterity 35, and appearance 30. And we will see what it actually means when somebody has an appearance of 30. They are ugly. Well, no. 15 is ugly, possibly disfigured due to injury or at birth. 50 is average human appearance, so she's below average. Her dexterity is 35. She's, 15 is slow, clumsy, with poor motor skills for fine manipulation. 50 is average human dexterity, so she's below average there. But that's fine. I mean, we might think of actually, maybe she got a... She will, I mean, I hope that she won't have to operate on people, because that might be problematic. Let's see, the movement rate. If both dexterity and strength are each less than size. Dexterity, okay, we didn't do a strength roll. What was strength again? It's been so long. So, okay. Komm, Krümelchen, geh mal da weg. Ah, sorry, we forgot strength and con. So we have 2 more, 3d6 multiplied by 5. Sorry, I forgot. I overlooked this one. Okay, so, oh God, that's still 7. That's another 35. And then we've got constitution. So that's 11, that's 55. So I might actually redistribute this. I'm going to give her power 55, so that she has a higher sanity. we're going to give her we're going to give her a constitution of 50, and we're going to give her a strength of 35. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Okay, so strength is simply, well, you know, so I think this is a lot better, because we need to have a lot of power, because there will be a lot of magic, we've been told. So 9. So let's see. Damage bonus and build, strength and size. Strength plus size, my strength is 35 and my size is 30, so I'm 65, so I've got a damage bonus of -1 and a build of -1. Hit points, con and size. So we have to, hit points are constitution plus size, so that's 80 divided by 10. So I've got 8 hit points. Movement. If both dexterity and strength are less than size, they are not. If both strength and dex are each greater than size, strength is 35, dex is 35, my size is 30, then my movement is 9. So that's good. So we've got 9 movement. So I'm quick, which might be good because I've only got 8 hit points. We've got an occupation. So, and that is nurse. Let's see. $85. Nurses are trained healthcare assistants, usually working in hospitals, nursing homes, or with general practitioners. Generally, a nurse will assist an individual, sick or well, with activities contributing to health or recovery, or to a peaceful death that a person might perform unaided if they had the necessary strength, will, or knowledge. Occupational skill points, education times 4. So we have 75. So that's 150. That's 300. Occupational points. Skills that we need are first aid, listen, medicine, 1 interpersonal skill, charm, fast talk, intimidate, or persuade. I believe I will go for persuade because I'm too small to be intimidating. I don't like the idea of fast talking someone, and charming, I mean, she's seen a war. She's not really going to be that charming, I guess. Psychology, science, and so biology and chemistry. And spot hidden. Okay. So these ones we need to, we definitely need to focus on, and that makes sense. So, and we've chosen our occupation, we've calculated our occupational skill points using the characteristics specified alongside the occupation. Allocate the resulting total as percentage points among those skills listed. Points should also be allocated to credit rating within the range indicated for the occupation. So what is my credit rating? Credit rating 9 to 30. Well, I mean, she is a veteran, so I'll say that she is drawing a pension and she is working as a nurse. So I would say, what does the credit rating value stand for? Let's see. $50.51. So her credit rating is between 9 and 30. Okay, so she would be average. Okay, so let's see. Haben wir es jetzt? Okay. Let's take a look at the skills. So she has 300 points to distribute amongst these. Let's start with first aid. First aid comes with $30 to begin with. My cat is just taking apart my room. I believe I've got a bug somewhere. Listen is 20%. Medicine is 0.1. Persuade is 10% to begin with. Psychology comes in at 10%. Biology, and so they're sciences. So they come in at 0.1 and 0.1. And spot hidden is something that you have at 25% to begin with. So now I have to allocate 300 between those. So I would say I'm going to give myself 70 in total for first aid. So we're now at 260. I'm going to give myself 55 for listen. So we're at 225. 225. Medicine, I'm going to give myself 56%, which means I'm now down to 175. No, 170. Because this is 40, this is 35, this is 55. This is 1690, 130, yeah. So I'm at 170. Spot hidden is always useful. So I'm going to give myself, and we're 25 there already. So I'm going to give myself 75. So I'm going to, that's 50. So we're now down to 120. Persuade, I'm going to give myself, well, chemistry and biology, I'm going to put myself at 21 each. So that's then 20 and 20, so we're now at 80. And then I'm going to give myself persuade 60%, so that's at 50, and I'm going to give myself 40% psychology. So let's just add this up again. 75, 80, 130, 180, 210, 250, 300. Okay, so that's correct. So that was the occupational skills. Oh, we forgot the credit rating. So we're going to have to take off something. to get to 30. So I'm going to give myself 50% medicine. And 20 and 20 is 8. 70 is 13. $13 times 2 is the cash that I've got. That's 26 dollars. And I've got assets worth cash $26, and I've got assets worth 50. $500 and $650 assets. Okay, so personal interests. Investigators also draw upon experience and knowledge gained from hobbies and other non-professional activities called personal interests. Multiply the investigator's intelligence by 2 and allot the points to any skills, which can include adding further points, except Cthulhu Mythos. My intelligence is 80, so we've got 160 of those points. Firearm skills and their various specializations allow an investigator to use weapons, personal interest, occupational skill points if applicable, blah blah. So we're going to use that because she will be able to well, drive auto isn't really relevant because I don't think she's ever driven a car. So let's see. So she's got fighting and let's see what kind of weapon skills there are. Handguns. She's got a 32 millimeter automatic, which does 1d8 damage, and it's 15 yards, and it can be used once or 3 times per round, and it's got 8 bullets in the magazine, and it malfunctions on a 99 to 100. Okay, so that's that. And the firearm handgun skill is a 20% base. So I'm going to, and I've got 160. So I'm going to give myself firearms 20% plus 35 is 55. So I've spent 35. Let's see what else we've got. I would say that she can get something in library use. She has spent some time in the college, so she's going to increase that to 35% from 20% to 35, which means she spent another 15, so she's now at 40 at 50, has 110 left. She is interested in the occult because that's where she is kind of like, you know, they're all in a secret society. They're all in an occult society where they do seances and stuff. So she would have dabbled. So she's at 15%, which means she adds 10. So 40, 50, 60. So we've got 100 left. She does speak French. So so she has language other French, because she did serve in France, and I would say that she's got 20% in that. So we're going to give her some stealth because she is very small and very nimble. So stealth is at 20. We're going to increase this to 50. So we have another 30. So that's 35, 40, 50, 60, 110. We're going to increase her listen to 75, which means we add another 20 to it. 40, 50, 60, 130. So we've got 30 left. I think I'm going to increase her credit rating to 20. So we have 23 left. We're going to put 3 more into first aid, 20. And I'm going to leave 20% unallocated. The reason is that we want to come together and discuss what our characters look like to ensure that we've got everything covered. So I've got 20% that she can spend on anything. So I think that's a fairly rounded character. So now for a name. Her name is, well, she is, her name will be Verity. And her last name will be Verity Thompson. So she's Verity Thompson, born on May 7th, that's my mum's birthday, 1890, in New York City. To John and Zafia Thompson. Her brother Malcolm Thompson, also a WW1 veteran. Yeah, so that's all I know about her at the moment. I'm going to try and find a picture. Yeah, and I'm actually quite happy. I think this is a good character. I mean, she's got, you know, she's got low dex. Her appearance is even lower, so she's not really beautiful. Maybe she even had some disfigurement as part of her experience during the war. I'll have to check that with the game master if that's something that we can put in, because she is kind of, she's not ugly, but she does look, I mean, okay, I remember once putting together a Call of Cthulhu character way back when, and you know, I rolled, and then, you know, I put the lowest score into appearance, and then I handed in my character sheet, and then the game master came back saying, well, you have to change that. And I said, why? And he said, well, this score is so low that you are so ugly that people will remember you. You know, she had like, I don't know, 9 or something. She was, well, is that even possible? 15, I think. So she was really ugly. She was so ugly that it was like, you know, when she walked in, so I rolled 3 1s by 5 or whatever it was in the previous edition. So she was the lowest you could get, and she was like, well, the game master said to me, well, you know, she is so ugly, people will remember her, so she's disfigured, so there's something wrong with her, you know, you have to change that one. So I did. Good. So I guess that she's not really lucky, and her her sanity is 55, which is okay. Yeah, and I think she's got a decent score in first aid and in listen. And her firearms are 55%, so she's going to be, it's going to be more likely that she hits than that she doesn't hit, and we might actually want to change that later. So let's see. Let's just do a quick roll. Let's roll on her first aid. That's a 44. That's a hit. And listen is 97. She didn't hear anything. Medicine is 99. Persuade is 68. That's a miss. Oh my, 63. Biology 11. Chemistry 32. No. Spot hidden 77. No. Fighting 202. Yeah. Library use, we're at 35. 86. No. Occult 43. No. Language French 89. No. Stealth 67. No. So yeah. But there was something that we forgot. We need to do something with the education. I overlooked that. So, from here on, blah. Make an improvement check for education. How does an improvement check work? And what happens when you pass it? To make an education improvement check, simply roll percentage dice. If the result is greater than your present education, add 1d10 percentage points to your education characteristic. Okay, so we'll try that. My education at present is 75. And we don't. We get an 11, so nothing happens. Okay, that's fine. I think we've got a winner here. She's, well, I mean, we'll see how far she gets, but she's not very lucky. But her, you know, she's intelligent and has education. She's not very dexterous. She's not very good looking. Her constitution is at least 50. That's good. Her strength isn't, but that's fine. She's quick. She's got a movement of 9, and her hit points are 8, which, you know. Okay, so, and she's got, so we have to change the cash and the assets. So her cash is 40. And I think that's times 5, isn't it? Yeah, so she's got 1,000 assets. Yeah. So I've got 20% that I can still assign. And I think that in Arkham, they've got a really nice hospital where she will be working. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at information on Arkham. I've got the Keeper's screen, which comes with, I believe, the map as well. Or is there a map in here? I think I saw a map, didn't I? I think there's a map of Arkham in here somewhere. I saw a map, I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, well, I'll check it out. But there is, of course, a sanatorium and a medical facility in Arkham. That's everybody knows that. Everybody who's ever played Arkham Horror, the board game, knows. Is it St. Mary's Hospital or something? But anyway, so now we have Verity Thompson ready to go. So as soon as my printer works again, because the problem is that I've run out of ink. I'm going to get a delivery tomorrow. I'm going to print off the character sheet as well. So I'm going to fill this in the German one, obviously, because we're going to play in German, and then it's going to be difficult to just, have everything in English and then try to translate every single time. So that was Call of Cthulhu, 7th edition, Creating an Investigator for a campaign, which I will chronicle on this channel. So it will be streamed. For those of you who speak German, you're welcome to dial in and to watch it live or to watch it as a recording. But I'm also going to chronicle it here with, like, let's say 10-minute snippets here or there about how we're getting on. So I hope you found this interesting, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.